we had this morning and having a better understanding to what the earth is. Can I tell you something? I need you guys to know this for a certainty. God, like, you are peculiar. You are like nobody else on this earth. There are some things like that you think about life, about the world. There are some things that you see in life and in the world that you think are off, and you don't even want to share them with people because you think that they make you too weird and too like different and too other. But let me tell you, God has you exactly where he wants you. You are exactly, text me, he's gonna play football. But you are exactly who you are meant to be. Like, the thoughts that you have, you're not crazy. You are not out there. You are not off. I'm telling you, what you think, the way you see things, the revelation that God gives you, the way you see things in the world, like, everything is, God did it on purpose. Like, it was not by accident. The way that you see things, the way that you process things. Like me, I always feel like, I'm telling you, I love fantasy, like, and what we would consider fantasy, like sci-fi and things like that. Like, I always feel like, I'm telling you, I love fantasy, like, and what we would consider fantasy, like sci-fi and things like that. Like, I'm normally not live on this phone, and my son is texting me, and I had to text him back. So, oh my God, I don't even. Hi, everybody. So, do me a favor and share this out. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to calm down. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but the simple fact that I was about to title this, "The Earth is Groaning for the Children of God to Arise." And I couldn't even do it because I just got this new revelation. I'm sorry, y'all. And I couldn't even do it because I just got this new revelation. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I just got this new revelation about Earth. So next week, I'm going to do this deep study on probably the first two verses. I'm gonna do a deep teaching on the two. I don't know. Let's just see where this goes. But let me just tell you, I used to feel like I was so weird for liking sci-fi and thinking like dragons are real and mermaids are real, and that there probably is a Loch Ness monster, right? I do think that, just for the record. And I ain't ashamed to tell y'all, whereas this is something that I used to hold like really close to my chest because I felt it was a little bit weird. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I felt it was a little bit weird. No, so let's just go to Genesis. Open up your Bible, y'all. Just everybody open up your Bible to Genesis. That's just what we're gonna talk about. So yesterday, like, I don't know if you got a chance to get on, but we did a good study on, what did we talk about? Because it's related. So I had this conversation with God about evolution and about how we need to let go of evolution. And so yesterday we had this conversation about why we always think that we're waiting on God, but in all actuality, God is waiting on us. And then we talked a lot about Genesis 1:26 and 28. And I think Joshua 18:3. And I can't remember the other scriptures, like Matthew 10 and 28, maybe Matthew 28 and 12. I don't remember all the scriptures, but that video is uploaded onto my YouTube channel. So we talked all about that. Like, we talked about the fact that God said the first thing he told for us is to go forth, to be fruitful, to multiply, to have dominion and subdue. And a lot of times, like, if you're like me at all, you grew up in church. You grew up in like a religious setting, and even as you felt God pushing you forward and nudging you forward, there was always like a gatekeeper. There was always like a gatekeeper, a pastor who told you you weren't ready, a prophetess who tried to like pimp your gift, who tried to use you for their good, for their glory, instead of you being used for the goodness and the glory and the building of the kingdom of heaven, right? And so they kind of suppressed you, they pushed you back, or you went to a job and you probably had this like supernatural intellect, supernatural ability to see things in a way that they couldn't see them, and you knew how to perfect things or to improve things, but they didn't want to do it your way simply because of pride. Or you had a friend who, hi Christina, or you had a friend who, like, you had some supernatural like insight and intelligence to how to make their life better or how to deal with something that they were dealing with, and their pride got in the way and they didn't want to let you help them. Like they felt like, you know, whatever, all the things. I like it has happened to me over and over again, and 9 times out of 10, if you are connected to me and learning from me, like for whatever reason, it has happened to you. So yesterday we were talking about the fact that God said, go forth. And we talked very heavily about, and again, it's downloaded onto my YouTube. Yesterday's teaching was powerful. I wasn't feeling good. I probably didn't flow, and I'm not feeling good today. And I probably didn't flow the way that I normally flow, but it was good, meaty word, and you need to go back and watch it. But I need you to know that it is time for you to go. So let's just, I think that I'm going to have to go. I think I'm just going to have to start talking about this today because I'm too on fire about it. I want you to go open up your Bible, and I want you to go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. I'm on my other phone, so I got to change my parallel one. So I read out of the King James Version, and I thank you for the heart, me, Christina. And I read out of the Young's Literal. I got both of them set to Young's Literal. I need one of them to be at the King James, just because. So the King James is like what we primarily learn about, and then the Young's Literal. A man named Robert Young, he took the Bible from the Hebrew and the Greek, and he translated it as best as he could. Hi, Diane. He translated it as best as he could, like word for word into English. And so it doesn't make sense. Like when you're reading it, it doesn't really follow the way that we talk. I'm going to do my best to not get too excited. But I need you to know that yesterday I was talking to God about something. I don't even remember like what we were talking about. But what he told me was, you have got to completely let go. So like I live in Georgia, right? And we get these big old, outside these big old like flying roaches. I don't know if they fly, but they're huge. And I live in the woods. Like I live in the country. And one must have just been on my deck and Cookie just put it in her mouth. And it must have like moved too much, so she spit it out. But it's just sitting there now dead. It's gross. But anyway, so he told me I got to let go of every thought that I have about revolution, right? And I don't believe, not revolution, evolution. And I need you to know that I do not believe in evolution. Like, obviously, I believe in creation. But when he said that to me, of course, like, first off, I was like, I don't believe in evolution. I don't know what you're talking about. But as I thought about it, there is a part of my brain that thinks that over time, humans evolve, right? Like, and what I mean is not evolve as in like change body shape. Like, I don't think no human was ever an ape, nothing like that. But I do think that, like, as technology evolves. So I'm going to go back to a few months ago. God, I was asking God about, because there's this like big divide like in the Christian community about AI. Number one, overuse of it is trying to kill us. Oh my God, the revelation of that is good. Ken, do you know, I got to tell you this real quick, because do y'all know that when you use, listen, this is so good. Ken, I need you to keep in mind the conversation that we had this morning. And I need you to think about the fact that AI is powered by water, okay? I need you to get this. I need you to get it. I need you to get it. I need you to get it. I am on fire on the inside. I almost can't wait to get off of this live so I can study some more. So listen, so he was telling me that technology does not belong to the enemy. So I had a dream a few nights ago where in my dream I saw this thing that I cannot describe to you in heaven. I saw this thing that I can't describe to you in heaven. But when I was describing it to my husband in my dream, because I cannot describe it to you now. I literally can't even begin to describe it. I described it to my husband in the dream. And my husband was like, that's crazy because we don't even have anything that advanced here in the world today, right? This so freaking good. And I was like, yeah, because like God is not like God is not he's not changing. Like he already is everything that we could hope to be. He already has everything that we could hope to imagine. Like he is not like us. We are made in his image. So I am. Like he is I am. So like everything that could possibly ever be built, invented, thought of, he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. Like I have to get you to understand this. There is nothing that will ever be created, ever be thought of, ever be imagined that is not already in God because I am. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you can understand I am, if you can understand I am, then reading the Young's literal translation is going to be a bit easier for you because it talks in is, not was, and not is to come. It talks in now because God is and he always is. Like in the past he is, in the present he is, in the future he is. He is I am. Do you understand that? So as we evolve, like, and we start to think about things like AI or Chat GPT or, Copilot or any of the things. What's Elon's called? Grook or Grok or something like that. I am already supersedes that. Oh my God. I am already supersedes that, okay? By the way, this has nothing to, it does have to do what I was talking about because we got to let go of the thought of evolution to understand the way God is teaching me now. Like I'm so thankful to be his daughter, y'all. I'm so thankful that I understand that prayer is not like I love being in my closet and I love praying, but prayer doesn't only happen there. Like prayer is not only me speaking to him, but prayer is opening myself up for him to speak to me as well, right? So I'm laying in the bed this morning. I don't feel good. I told Ken like I got up late. I got on her live late. I hadn't moved out the bed. I was being silent because I did not want my dogs to even know I was here because I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to put a reel up today about how my dogs have no chill. And you'll have to understand why me being silent was important this morning. But let me read this from the Young's Literal. And I'm only probably going to read 2 or 3 verses. And it's probably going to take me the whole 45 minutes I'm going to give y'all today because I don't feel good. But I feel so, like right now, I feel energized. Like my spirit is up. But my body is not up with it. I just need you to understand that. But in the beginning of God's preparing the heavens and the earth. That is how verse 1 reads in the Young's literal translation. In the beginning of God's preparing the heavens and the earth. That's verse 1. Verse 2. Thank you, Christina. Verse 2. The earth has existed waste and void, and darkness is on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God fluttering on the face of the waters. And God's, no, I'm just going to stop at 2. I don't think we're going to get beyond 2. Because what I need you to understand is, and I want to put this into the perspective of you today as a kingdom man or woman of God, okay? In the beginning of you preparing to do anything, in the beginning of you preparing to go to Texas, in the beginning of you preparing to do anything, in the beginning of you preparing to go to Texas, in the beginning of me preparing in the beginning of me preparing to run for office, you can exist there and be fluttering or even be considering or even to be thinking about the move or you are making, it's like writing a vision. This is so good. It's like writing a vision for those of you who participated in my vision writing, right? When you are writing a vision, when you are prepared, like when you are writing a vision, like God knew what he was about to create. He knew what he was about to create. Because he doesn't do anything without thought. He doesn't do anything without intention. He doesn't do anything without, like he is the greatest architect and engineer ever. Cuddles, Cookie keep messing with that thing. But he's the greatest architect and engineer ever. Like he is the greatest scientist ever. He is the greatest. And so he already know, like when a person goes to build a car, or when you go to write the vision for your home, if you were to start to build a home today, you wouldn't just walk up to a plot of land. You wouldn't just walk up to a plot of land without knowing what you wanted to put there. You are not about to go. You might purchase the land. Like, I'm going to start purchasing land just as soon as I can. And I don't know what I want to do with all the land, right? But when I get ready to build my house on land, I'm going to come there already with a blueprint. I need you to feel what I am saying to you. I'm going to already go with a blueprint. I'm already going to know the type of house. Is it going to be a ranch? Is it going to be a Cape Cod? Is it going to be a duplex? Is it going to be like, I'm already going to know. And I'm going to know the measurements. I'm going to know the function of the things inside of the house. I'm going to know like the intricate details of what I want inside the house. Do I want to have granite? Do I want to have marble? I'm going to know these intricate details, okay? Do you understand that in the beginning of God preparing the heavens and the earth, he already knew it all? He already knew it all. So when you're writing your vision, this is so good. And by the way, I had no idea the direction God was going to go with this. When you're writing your vision, I've shared with you guys the vision. And as I began to write, so good. Y'all, I can't. I just need you to know that I can't. I cannot. I just need you to understand that God did not, none of this is, I hope this is helping y'all. Like, I hope that I'm able to get through this. None of this is by accident. Like, when he created the heavens and the earth, when he was preparing to create it, I need you to know that on the earth existed waste, void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And let's talk about on the earth was without form, meaning it was formless. It was empty. It was nothing. It was empty space. It was chaotic and it was vanity. First off, what I need you to understand is earth is water. Earth existed waste. So just imagine, as I was talking about it was God, and then I had to call Ken because I needed somebody to understand what God was doing in my brain. So just imagine nothing but water, darkness and water, right? And the water that God happened upon when he was coming to prepare the earth, the water was chaotic. So just imagine like a tornado or a tsunami in the water. Like nothing good can survive there, okay? No life, nothing good can survive there. There was just chaos. It was all over the place. It was void. It was darkness. It was obscurity. It was craziness, right? And darkness, so there was void, so there was nothing, there was waste, there was void. That means that it was just emptiness. And I need you to understand, I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to go too far. But void means emptiness, right? And then what is the other thing? Darkness. Okay, so we did void, we did without form, we did void, and then darkness is obscurity or secret, okay? This is so good. Like this is so good to me. And listen, it was on the face. The face is, so darkness and void, all of these things it was in the presence. It was on the face of. It was before it, it was behind it, it was all around it. It was in front of, this was everywhere. This chaos, this turmoil was everywhere on the face of the deep. And the deep means deep places. It means abyss. It means sea. It means ocean. So I need you to understand that earth, when God was preparing the earth, it was just chaotic water. The earth was chaotic water. Okay? It was just chaotic water. Water is life. I gotta get you to understand this. When God was telling me I had to let go of every thought that I have about evolution, that means I gotta go back and relearn things from a whole new perspective. This is why he spent all year talking to me about flat earth. So I need you to know that there was nothing there. And then we're going to go to verse 3 now. It said, God said, let there be light. Okay? God said, let there be light. This is not the sun. This is not actual, listen, yes, Ken, overflowing connections from water. I need you to understand that this light, and I know I've talked about this again, but this is different. This is not light like the sun. This is not light like a lamp. This is the light of day. This is the light of luminaries. This is the light of prosperity. Because right now the earth is void and empty. There is not prospering at all. This is the light of life. There is only darkness and void and obscurity. This is the light of instruction. This is like, I need you to understand that the sun is not here yet. And when he said, let there be, it said it came to pass. So when you speak, when God speaks, let there be, it means it came to pass. So in this place of chaos, in this place of water just moving frantically and just violently, and there was darkness and void, it was nothing. God said, let there be. So there came light. It came to pass that there was light, there was order, there was prosperity, there was place and space for now life to be. Okay? And he said, I'm going back. I just got to get you to get this. He said, let there be light, and light is. So God came to pass light, because that's what he said. And it came to pass light. It came to pass prosperity. It came to pass instruction. It came to pass a luminary. It came to pass good, and light is. And God saw that the light was good. I need you to understand this, right? God saw that the light was good, and then he created a separation. Okay. He created a separation between the light and the darkness. So now we have this dark water here. This is so good. Okay, right? Because he created a separation between the light and the darkness, right? So the separation is the expanse, because if you read it from the King James, he divided the light from the darkness. And the light he called day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. And then God said, so I need you to understand, like there was light and there was darkness, okay? And the evening and morning was the first day. And now we're still only dealing with water. I need you to get that. We are still only dealing with chaotic water, craziness, darkness, and obscurity. You got to get this. And then we're dealing with light, right? And he separated the darkness from the light. I got to get you to understand this. He separated the darkness from the light. I got to get you to understand it. You got to talk to God about this. I ain't taking that responsibility, but I'm going to teach it to you the best way that I can. And then God said, let there be an expanse. He said expanse in the Young's Literal, but he said firmament in the King James, what we know. So let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. What waters is he dividing? The dark from the light. I need you to understand. So I wish that I was an artist, because I would want you to know that the way that I am imagining this is like this. It's like this. Like there was chaos, crazy water, tsunami, and then God said, I'm gonna make good water, and the good water is kind of like, maybe the good water is mixed in with the dark at this point. I don't know. I'm not God is. But then he said, let me create an expanse or a firmament, right? And I'm gonna use this expanse to separate the dark from the light. And right now there's only water. I need you to understand it's only water. So now there's like darkness up here, and then there's light up here, and then this expanse, this expanse, let the expanse be in the midst of the waters, and let it be separated between the waters and the waters, right? And God makes the expanse, and he separated between the waters, which are under the expanse, that's dark, and which are above the expanse, and let it be so. And then God called the expanse heaven. If I am to believe God over a human, then there is now no thought beyond this expanse is separating the good, the light of prosperity, the light of instruction, the waters of heaven from darkness, okay? And I just want you to rest right there for a second, because right there that disproves, what's that religion that thinks that we're like revolving around the sun and we should worship the sun and the sun is central? No, baby, we central. Okay? God created this for us, and we're not going to go too far. But he called the expanse heaven, and the evening and the morning was the second day. Do you understand? Now what I want you to go back and think about this for your life. When God is telling you to go forth and do something, do you know that there is something already there? When God prepared to make the heavens and the earth, there was something already there. What is the something that's there? Chaos, arguing, fighting, disorder, um, arguing, fighting, disorder, debauchery, lascivious behavior, just obscurity. They trying to hide things. They're doing things and trying to hide it. Like, this is what is they like. If we are to take territory, God came and took this territory. If we are to take territory, we cannot think that this is going to be something that we're going to walk into a place that's going to be that we don't have to do something. We got to understand, like, so that's why we have to already have in mind what it is that we're going to create in this space, because then it doesn't matter what's already there. And God said, let there be, and it came to pass. We are going to walk through Genesis 1. I'm going to go until I don't feel like going no more because I don't feel good, but I'm still a little bit stirred up, so y'all safe right now. So he made the expanse to separate. So listen, there is something, you have this protection. You have, like, you are, when you go into this place that God is sending you, whether it's your job, whether it's a new city or state, whether it's a new relationship, you're going in with an expanse, with protection. I need you to get it. And it's going to separate you from the darkness. It's going to separate you from the darkness. You can be in the midst of the darkness, but you're separate from the darkness. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? God told us everything in Genesis. Genesis chapter 1, it looked like what he expected. It looked like he told us within the whole Genesis chapter 1. That is why I have always studied Genesis chapter 1 and 2. And I'll be like, after 3, I'm like, I'm going to read it, but I'm telling you that wherever he's sending you, there is an expanse that is keeping you separate from the dark. There is an expanse. That is a boundary that you need to stay within, right? But, oh God, let me stay focused, Jesus. I don't want to get too far. And he called the expanse heaven, and he said, let there be light. No, okay, then he said, let the waters under heaven be collected into one place, and then let dry land be seen. So now, oh my God, this is so good. So listen, so now the expanse is there. The light is there. The light is there. The darkness is there. And then the darkness, God commanded the chaos. Do you understand that God commanded the chaos? Because God is the God, like, everything is subject to him. And you have his authority through the name of, so God commanded the chaos. You go be in one place. And then he said, let dry land be seen. And it is so. By the way, I'm reading from the Young's Literal, but I'm on verse 9, okay? God said, so God commanded the chaos to go into one place. Be as chaotic as you want to be, but be chaotic over here, because I'm going to build something over here. So you going over there and you have your chaos and your obscurity, and you be dark. You do everything that you want to do, because that's all you can do. You go over there, but now I'm going to need some dry land to appear. And I just got to know. I gotta know what dry land is saying in this juncture. Dry ground. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up in the dictionary. I'm not gonna go through this right now. But he said, let it appear. Let me look at it. Let me inspect it. Let me have a vision for it. Let me regard it. Let me see after it. Let me learn about it. Let me observe it. Let me give my attention to it. Let me distinguish it. Let it be, oh my God. Let it be exhibited. So just for the sake of this teaching, your dry land. Okay? For the sake of it. What water are you going to let influence you? If you are dry land, what water is going to influence you? What water is going to influence you if you are dry land? What water are you going to be drawn to? If he told the dry land, the water, the darkness to go over there and sit down, and he said, let me, so good. Let this dry land be seen. And then he called the dry land earth, and to the collections of waters, he called seas. So now the darkness, I need you to get this. And this is why I'm telling you, I'm not crazy to think that there is mermaids. I don't care what y'all say. Because then he called the water that was dark, he called it the seas. I need you to understand. Hey. And then he said to the dry land, oh my God. He said to the dry land, which he is now calling earth, to yield tender grass and to yield herb sowing seed, whose seed is in itself, and to make fruit after its kind on the earth. So he told the dry land what to do. And he just repeats this over and over. I need you to get it. And then he told the earth to bring forth tender grass, herb sowing seed after its kind, and tree making fruit whose seed is in it, and after his kind. And God sees it, and he saw it that it was good. So what is influencing? When God speaks to you, when God is telling you to do something, when God is telling creation to do something, what should be your influence? I don't care what's already there. I don't care the darkness and chaos and void was there. What is the influence? What is the influence? What is the influence? He saw the land, and he saw that the land was obedient to him. I just added the obedient part because he told the land what to do and it did it. Right? And so then he saw that it was good. And then the evening and the morning was the third day. And then God said, let there be luminaries in the expanse. Oh my God. Let there be luminaries in the expanse of the heavens, and make a separation between the day and the night. And they will have been for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And they have been luminaries in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it is so. So remember, when God speaks, let there be, that means, and it came to pass. I need you to understand that. And God maketh two great luminaries. One is the sun, one is the moon. And God gave them in the expanse of the heavens. So do y'all know, like, didn't nobody land on the moon? Because you're not even going beyond this expanse. So you're not going to get to what's in the expanse. Like, we have been, and this is why God said you have to let these thoughts go. Like, everything that you have to understand that the little g God of this world, we got to understand who he is, and we got to understand what he's here to do. He hates you. And so he's created all these systems, and then we put our kids in these education systems. That's why this is so hard for us. Not even just people who went to church, but even for us, like, who grew up in this. Anyway. And there was an evening and a morning, and there was a first day. And then God says, let the waters teem with the teeming. I don't even know what this means. Let me see what teem means. Oh, I can't look at it that way. He said, let the waters teem, or bring forth abundantly. Oh, so let the waters work together to bring forth abundantly the living creature, and the fowl let fly on the earth and on the face of the expanse in the heaven. And then God prepares the y'all. Can I tell you what 21 says in the Young's Literal? It says, and then God prepares the great monsters. Y'all not gonna tell me nothing about the way I think no more. Y'all ain't gonna shame me for believing what I believe. God prepared the great monsters and every living creature that is creeping, which the waters have teemed with, or abundantly made after their own kind, and every fowl with the wing after its kind. And God seeth that it is good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply on the earth. And there is evening and there is morning, and that is the fifth day. And then God said, let the earth bring forth, I'm trying to get down to 26 now. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beast of the earth after its kind. And it is so. And it is so, because when God says, let there be, it came to pass. And God maketh the beast of the earth after its kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing of the ground after its kind. And God seeing that it is good. So at this point, by the way, He never said those monsters were good. He never said they were good. But I'm going to keep going. He never said those monsters were good. He never said they were good. But I'm going to keep going. Intricately, deeply, with great detail, knowing your inner workings, knowing what he created you for. And listen, he prepared him, a male and a female prepared he them. And he blessed them and he said, be fruitful. That's what he told the earth. Like when he put the land there and he called it earth, he told the earth to be fruitful. The earth obeyed, okay? He blessed them. He said, be fruitful and multiply. He told the earth that too, and the earth obeyed. And fill the earth and subdue it. But he did not tell the earth to subdue anything. He did not tell the earth to rule over the fish or the sea. He did not tell the earth to rule over the fowl of the heavens. He did not tell the earth to rule over every living thing that is created upon the earth. He told you that. And you have not been obeying. And God said, lo, I have given to you. So now God created this gift for us. He gave it to us. I need you to understand this. He came on the surface of nothingness but chaos and darkness. And then he told that darkness to go over there and sit down. And then he created this land. He said, I need you to produce the things that my babies are going to need. And then as you produce them, I need you to understand that they are going to have rulership over you. And I've given you every herb sowing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree which is in the fruit of the tree sowing seed, and it is for you food. And to every beast of the earth, and to the fowl of the heavens, and to every creeping thing in the earth, in which is the breath of life, and every green herb, it is for food also. And it is so. And God sees all that he did, and lo, it was very good. And the evening and the morning, there was a sixth day. So what I need you to understand is you cannot expect it to be any different for you than it was for your creator. When he came to a place, Cookie, what are you? Get that bug out of here. Take that dead bug out of this house. He done bought the dead bug in here, y'all. She has. But do you understand? This is what I said yesterday. We want God to pick us up and place us into a finished product, and that is not the nature of God. Do you understand? No, she got treats. She got expensive treats. You better take that bug out my house, Christina. Listen. Ah! This is so gross. But do you know, so many of us are lazy. We're lazy. We want God to, place us in Eden. Even though they were placed in Eden, they had a responsibility to expand it. Eden was a place of rest. Eden wasn't a place for them to just be all the time. There was a responsibility. Now, they made our responsibility more difficult when they fell. And they were influenced by the dark waters. Do you understand what I'm saying? They had authority in this area to expand it. I believe that we could have pushed so fiercely against the dark waters and just kept expanding the kingdom of heaven to where the dark waters would have been so obscure that they would have been unthought of. But instead, we have allowed the dark waters to push back, and we shrink back waiting for God to perform a miracle when God said, you are the miracle. You are the sign. You are the wonder. You are the one that's created in my image and my likeness. You are the one who I gave the authority and the ability to go out and do what I told you to do. You are well able. But you let the wrong thing influence you. You let obscurity and darkness and chaos and just evil influence you. And then you gave it the right to influence the earth. Do you understand that as a result of that, the earth started bringing forth thorns and thistles? I need you to get this. So when I was about to title this, The Earth is Groaning for the Children of God to Arise. Why? Because if we're children of light, if we're children of good, that means that we have this influence. This influence. And if this influence the land or the earth, then there is going to be no more thorns and thistles, right? The thorns and thistles have to succeed because of the influence of the good. You can't. Okay, so Jesus went everywhere, right? He went in and he ate and he drank with the politicians and the sinners. He did that because he is the light. Like he didn't go into any place and allow himself to be influenced. He bought the influence. He bought the good influence. He was able to command in areas and spaces that we can't command in because we we haven't gotten to the point that we are not at risk of being influenced by this, where God told us to go over there and sit down somewhere while I create this beautiful thing. Our goal should be to be, like Ken said, to be strong enough to change the environment. But that don't mean that we go and put ourselves in stupid positions. That means that where God places us, we influence that. And then if we're faithful over few, God will make us ruler over many. He already made us rulers. He already told us to have dominion and authority. That is a given. That is a commandment. That is not a promise. That is a commandment. I'm sorry, y'all. That is a commandment. That is not a negotiable factor. That is something that we were told to do. It's not something to get excited about. It is something to wear. It is something to embody. It is something to, it should occupy our every thought. God, what can I do today to expand this kingdom? What can I do today to push the darkness back, to keep it where you told it to go? How can I break the influence that I have allowed the darkness to have over me and by proxy over the earth? What do I do to take back the authority and all of these systems that are now created that you didn't necessarily create? But God, no, you're not evolving because you always are and were, like you are in past, present, and future. You just are. How can I catch up to where you are so that I can influence R to now? How can I bring heaven? How can I bring the influence of heaven to earth? What is it that you want me to do today? God, give me what I need today to do what it is that you need me to do today. This was good to me, y'all. This was good to me. This was good to me. Listen, I was in my bed. It's 60 degrees. It's 56 degrees here. It feels so good. I got my door open. But listen, I was in my bed and I was just talking to God, and I was telling Ken to give me instructions on what to do today. Because I do not feel good at all. And I didn't even know how to do anything. So I was talking to God about, why do I always feel so dehydrated? Like I could just drink all day long and I'd be dehydrated. And then God started talking to me about water. And then I was about to read a book. And I was like, no, I said I was going to go back to Genesis and study it off of what he said to me about evolution. And then something Ken said in her live this morning. And all of that came from just this mental conversation that I'm having with God. And it was so good. It was so good. Talk to God and ask God questions. He answers you. But listen, when God said to me, you got to let go of the thought of evolution, I'm telling you, I didn't know what he was talking about. But what it meant to me is you have to let go of every thought that you had before, because it was a lie. Everything that you have been taught in church, everything that you have been taught in school is a lie. The only truth is here. So like the second, if we teach our children right and we start them in Genesis at like Lele and Jaden's age, like I teach them the Bible now, but I didn't do that with Donnell Lewis and Deshawn. Like Donnell gets the best of me because I know more about God, about Christ, about creation. But they're going to be in school like, no, because the Bible says this. Listen, so when you start influencing them now, they're going to be the influence in the classroom. Now that you know this, you're going, when somebody says that to you, it's not, and it's like, nah, it's not really a big deal, but it kind of is a big deal because what was that, Cookie? Because God said it. So it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Like, nah, it ain't nothing to argue about, but it is something that you need to know about. Because what the enemy has done is he has chipped away at our belief system from birth. From the second that we get introduced into these world systems, he chips away at our belief in Christ. He chips away at our belief. And the more that he can get us to believe something that's not, it's hard for us to believe and accept what is. And God is, I am. So then, like, the problem is with technology, to get back to what I was saying when God and I was talking, because the question that I asked him is like, what is like okay to do with technology and what is not. And he was like, well, first off, and this was months ago when I started asking God this question, he was like, first off, technology does not belong to the enemy. Technology belongs to God. Like, it all belongs to God. The enemy will try to use technology to pervert and pollute, to kill, right? And so what I mean by that is like there is all this research being done right now. If you just look up AI and water, just like Google it, you will see that the more AI we use, like we are at risk of having a water shortage. That's just another plan and scheme of him, because he hates us and he wants us dead anyway. So if he could take our water, which is life, so we're not to be dependent on it, but we can use it as a tool. Kim will tell you how I use it. I will be like, we're learning to use a system called PropStream, and we're learning to use a system called Kajabi. And like, I know a little bit about it, but when I want to know more, I'm going to go ask this tool, give me a step-by-step way to do this, and it's going to give me that. I'm like, oh, thanks. And it works better for me. Chat works better for me than Google. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now I know people who have allowed Chat and Grok and the other one, Copilot, to like actually write books for them. That is dependent on creation. That's where that is allowing the creation to influence something that you are the one to influence. Do you understand what I'm saying? It literally, and it keeps you deaf, dumb, and blind. Because now you are leaning on this thing like an idol. And the Bible says that the more that you lean on your idol, you'll be deaf, dumb, and blind like them. So that intellect, that information, that robot can have a lot of information, but it doesn't have any life. I hope it makes sense. But do y'all have any questions? Like, so I know what I'm about to be doing for the rest of this day. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate you. I'm about to, and then I think I'm going to change the way that I do stuff. I think I'm going to send out an email to explain the way that I'm going to be doing stuff going forward, starting next week. But I love you guys so much. I hope this was good to you. It was so good to me. I'm going to download it and put it where I put things. So make sure you're following me here and there. And he did design us to be creative and to have influence and to walk in authority and to walk in purpose and to walk in power. Thank you. I want to feel better. I do. I feel like my spirit, I'm telling you, it's hard to describe. Like, I am awake in my spirit, but my body just wants to go lay down on this bed. But I am so excited about, like, Kim will tell you, I called her like, girl, look what I just read. And it was just 2 verses, okay? So, yeah. I love you guys. Christina, I hope you feel better, too. I think you're saying that you don't feel better, that you don't feel good. So, I hope that you're feeling better. I pray that next week I'm feeling better, because it seemed like when Ken had this, it lasted her for about 2 weeks. And I think I'm on week number 2. So, I love y'all, and I will see you tomorrow.